Ooh, a frequently asked question, and one that has really no single answer, is how many manors should I have? How many infirms? Well, it depends on what you're doing at any given time. So if you're building troops, you probably want to have a lot of manors. I'll show you why. So you go to manor and go to the info button over there. You can see that it gives you gold production and gold storage and training speed, most important of all. So if we go down there, we can see that a level 25 building is going to give you about 20% training speed per manor that you build. So that's not to be sneezed at. And if you're making troops, and who isn't, you're going to want to have a lot of manors. But it is a trade-off. It also gives you that little army attack. Okay, but the main reason why you build manors is not for gold production, it's not for army attack, it is for that training speed. So then let's go and have a little look at infirms. Now, infirms, as we know, catch troops when you are attacked, and sometimes when you are attacking things, and you've got a couple of wounded troops, and they do not give you training speed. So let's just go and have a look over there. All it does is infirmary capacity. That's all it does, and it gives you a bit of HP, which is actually really, really nice in battle situations as well. HP is very important. But yeah, the primary reason is that you want to max out how many troops you can send to infirm. Now, there's such a thing as overkill, and I've got a bit of that. Let's just have a little look at my trophy here. I've got a ton of infirms. I really do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 infirms. And that's giving me an overall of 428,000 wounded that it can catch. And I have to tell you that even in a rally that we lose pretty badly, I'm not using half of this space. Now, why do I have all these infirms? Well, it kind of harks back to the days when red was red. And, everybody drops shield at one point or another by accident when they're sleeping. You get zeroed, and I used to be very glad of the 428,000 that my infirmary used to catch. But I could actually theoretically get away with, I would even say, half as many. So when would you build mainly infirms, and when would you build mainly manors? Well, manors, obviously, if you're training troops, you're getting your comp war ready, and you're not really fighting very much. You're obviously going to need at least 1 or 2 infirms. Otherwise, you're going to start losing troops in dark nests. Because remember that as soon as your infirms are full, those troops go red. So, it even works like that for dark nests. So I've heard. I've never actually been in that situation. So, yeah, you're going to have minimal infirms while you're training troops. Most people go down to 1 or 2 infirms, and then they just train. I don't really like it because I like to do a bit of both. Of course, my comp is reasonably war ready. So, yeah, I probably am going to reduce my infirms and build another manor or 2. Because really my infirm capacity is much bigger than I actually need it to be. And now that we have the new sanctuary, you don't get so many red when you're attacked. As you previously did. Main thing, if you have few infirmaries and you do engage in war, is to make sure that you clear your infirmary before the next action. Because if you don't, those things are going to go red. So you'll be a little bit on your toes. I mainly have infirms because I think I'm dozy. I mean, I haven't actually been caught sleeping for quite a long time. So, I've really been hamstringing my training. And especially if you're kind of sitting in war talents most of the time, which I am, then it really, really, really is going to help you to have those extra manors to train your troops. So how many should you have? Depends on what you're doing. If you're going to be trapping, you definitely want to have as many infirms as you possibly can to catch your wounded. Because you're going to get hit by somebody who's going to hit you pretty hard, and you're going to get a lot of wounded. And you don't want to have too many reds. So yeah, for trapping, even in this day and age with the new sanctuary, I would still say have a lot of infirms if you're trapping. If you're attacking and training troops, then you're probably more onto the manors. I like to attack, so I'm probably going to keep, I'm going to say 5 infirms for now. And that should do the trick. So infirms or manors, it's a trade-off, and what you do depends on what you want to achieve.